it's Rhea. Wherever you are and whatever time it is, I hope you are enjoying yourself. So this week's video features me working in this sketchbook again as kind of like a draw with me. Well, it is a draw with me, basically. Though I did film it a while back, like before my hiatus, and really and truly this page itself that I go to, it's been ready for me to color for a while. But as you can see, this page is dedicated to going over chibi art, and it's just me. On the left, I talk about like, I just kind of like make notes about chibi art, and then on the right, as you can see, I had 6 little characters that I am going to draw and color. And this first one that I'm lining, it goes horribly wrong. So that's why we're just gonna go ahead and show exactly how and why it went wrong, and the point in which I just decided to completely give up and just let it go, you know? Just one of those moments. But anyways, yes, so after that, then we get to the actual characters that I'm going to draw and color. And most of them are already drawn, but now I am going to just draw a completely new character for this first one. Just put a piece of paper over it, and yeah, so this is like kind of convenient because you get to see like me actually draw something, and as opposed to it being like everything's already drawn. I'm still gonna do the line art and stuff for the other ones, but yeah, I just figured it might be nice to show at least like some part of me drawing from scratch, since I don't always do that. So yeah, as it goes, I'm starting with well, drawing this first, and actually I think I do like, I'm trying to think. I know I could just like straight up look at the video first before I film me recording this voiceover part, but I'm trying to remember if I completely draw this chibi first and then do the others, or what. I think what I do is I do the line art for this character, and then I do the line art for all the others, and then while I'm letting the line art for the other characters dry, I just do this one. But anyways, I mean, it's more or less, it's like pretty much the same process as I always do, which is sketch out whatever I'm gonna draw, and then I go ahead and get to doing the line art, and then I get to coloring with alcohol markers, because that's what I'm gonna be using in this video. I think I'm trying to remember towards the end if I end up trying to touch it up with colored pencils and stuff. I don't think I do. I think like sometimes it's nice to just not have to touch things up if I know, like, I know it's just in my sketchbook. I don't have to make it like super majestic and pretty. I still think the spread comes out fun, so you guys will see towards the end, but yeah, I just start out very simple, and you can see I'm taping down the little paper with a little Amori bunny tape. I love that washi tape. It's so cool. I like how it's sparkly, and the buns are so cute. So you can see I like draw something on this character that's kind of inspired by the bunnies. Yeah, bunnies are just really cute. And it's here the rabbit. It's here the black rabbit, I believe. But not for all places, right? Because I think I saw, is it for the Vietnamese? Isn't it Year of the Cat for them? Because I saw some posts of that. I thought that was pretty interesting. But let me not already start tangenting. Is it too early? It's like only 4 minutes. And I'm drawing with this pink colored pencil. I believe this is the Holbein one. It's sitting right in front of me. Let me double check. Yeah, it's the Holbein one. So Holbein Artist colored pencils. I think I was like tempted to get a pack of colored pencils, but I don't really know much about like which brands I would like the most. I know Prismacolors are like tend to be people's go-to, but I don't really know, and I don't always use colored pencils. I think I mainly use them for like sketching like this. I don't usually use them for like I don't think I do like full-on illustrations in colored pencil. I use them to either sketch something or to color on top of like marker. So like to use them for touch-up. So I don't really know much about that. But I did want to try to see which ones I might like. And so far I like this one. I think the Holbeins, they have a really nice color for whenever I'm like layering, if that makes sense. It's very nice. It goes on very smooth, and very fun color that I got. But yeah, I just wanted to sketch in like colored pencil. That way, as you can see right now, since I'm coloring it with marker, it doesn't what's it called, do that thing that it would do if it was with like is it granite? It's not granite, what is it? Like the lead, pencil lead, basically. Just like a regular number 2 pencil or like mechanical pencil, whatever. The grayness kind of like gets all messed up and muddies the alcohol marker colors, so I didn't want that to happen, at least not with this one. So I just went ahead and decided to color it from there. And sometimes, like, this is like, you can do this. There's several different ways you can do, like, if you want to color something with alcohol markers, you can just do the sketch first and then start coloring it, or you can do the line art first. It's honestly up to you. And I try to like practice working with both because I kind of like I see the benefit now of doing it with without line art first and just with the sketch. It just feels a little bit more, I don't know, it feels like there's still potential to like build things up, but once when you place the line art down, it's just there, you know? So yeah, I kind of like doing it this way, which is weird because at first I thought like, oh my gosh, it's terrifying, because, and oftentimes this will happen too, especially if you do this with like watercolor or something else. You place down the colors and then you kind of lose track of where you put the original like sketch lines, if that makes sense. So that is something to be careful of. But for the most part, I felt like I'd be fine. Like I could still map out the shapes, and this is just like a cute little chibi drawing. So yeah, and then all my characters, like these are OCs in the sense that they're not like fan art of anything, but they're not characters that I have like legitimately created. They're not characters that have already been in existence or anything. They're kind of just like characters I made off the top of my head, which is really fun to do like every now and then, because it's like, I don't know, I love my OCs despite me not drawing them as much as I want to or should, but sometimes it's kind of fun to just draw characters out of nowhere. And honestly, that's how you end up, or at least that's how I end up coming with OCs, because I'll just draw a random character and then I'll be like, wait a second, this character's fun. I like their design, and then I just like throw them in a story and I give them a personality. But yeah, I will say it's like something that kind of takes a type of creativity, like to not just recreate similar characters, you know? I try to like switch it up a bit, but it can be hard sometimes. You know, I feel like out of all the times that I just draw characters from my mind, there's probably a lot of them that tend to have like similar characteristics, especially since like I like certain colors. Like I gravitate towards a specific kinds of colors, primarily like pinks, blues, and purples. I usually tend to shy away from like greens and yellows, but pinks, purples, red, blue, that kind of stuff, I enjoy those colors, and like just pale pastel colors. Yeah, but in this spread I try to like use different colors while still keeping it cohesive. Also, yes, the bunny headband is what was inspired by the bunny washi tape. I just feel like it looks so cute. I really want to get one of those, like one of those little they're like face bands. You put it over your head to pull back your hair while you're like washing your face or something. I don't know. I just think they're really cute, but it kind of reminds me of like the BT21 cookie one, which I really want. I don't know if they have them anymore, but I really want, like, I've wanted one for a while. I just never looked in to see like if they ever had them in stock again. But yeah, I think this chibi turns out pretty cute, honestly, and I like the way that I end up doing the eyes and stuff later. But for the video, like the filming process, I don't know, like, are you guys okay with this type of, like, it's like real time, but I'm still cutting out some things, because if I did like the full runtime of this, it probably would have been like 2 hours, or like an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours. I don't know where I am on like the spectrum of like how fast I can draw, and I don't think it's something that necessarily matters as long as I feel like I either A, had fun, or B, made something that I liked, or both. Oh, that's the best case scenario. But yeah, I try not to pay too much attention to it, even though I just kind of out of habit feel bad if I take too long on something. But yeah, I might be on the slower side of drawing, because I'm sure some people are like, what? I could do that in like 30 minutes. Which, great for you, but yeah, it took about like, usually like doing a sketchbook spread takes me like at least an hour. Depending on like what all I'm doing. If I'm just sketching, it'll probably take me less than that. But most of the time, and even now, especially in this sketchbook, I'm trying to like push myself to really utilize different mediums, mostly markers, because that's what the sketchbook is for, even though I'm not really a fan of the marker type paper. I don't know. I feel like I talked about this in the pastel Ohuhu marker review video, that I'm really not a fan of this sketchbook paper as much as I thought I'd be. I get that it's like it doesn't bleed through on the other side, which is like pretty cool for a lot of people, but I don't know if it's worth it. So yeah. Plus you can always just like put like, I don't know, it's only an issue if it like bleeds through to the other page, like through the second page, which you could always put like a paper underneath or something. But I think in the future I'll just go ahead and stick to like regular paper, or like not this paper. I just don't like the way that the markers work with it. I feel like it doesn't go well. It doesn't go in the way that I want it to, at least. So I get like this really weird look. And I definitely noticed that with like, because all the other characters are on this paper, but the first character is on a different sheet of paper, which I can't remember what kind it was, but it was definitely like, marker paper has this kind of like sheen on it, like this glossiness to it, whereas other paper usually tends to have like this matte feel to it in a way, and or at least more matte than this marker paper. So yeah, I don't know. Am I rambling? Is it? I'm just talking about different kinds of paper and stuff. Anyways, yeah, the process is in real time, but it's like I cut out like just snippets of things because I feel like, yeah, I don't think the entire process, like seeing each part, is that interesting. I could see like maybe in the future if I do like a more elaborate illustration or something, but I think for the most part I'm most likely gonna do this, because it's either I do this where I like cut out snippets, or I just speed it up. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't mind speeding it up, but I feel like sometimes that kind of makes people's eyes glaze over. Then again, I guess it depends on how fast you do it, because if it's not too fast then it should be fine. But there's just usually parts of the process that I find aren't as interesting, and for me, line art is kind of one of them, at least for me, because my line art is not anything special by any means. I still have a lot to go on it, so I can't really say it's like even aesthetically pleasing to watch me do. I don't know. It's okay, but there's a lot that needs to be improved. So, yeah, I usually would speed up the line art, at least a little bit, because it just, but I don't know, maybe it'll be like relaxing to watch or draw along to. I just feel bad about like speeding stuff up all the time, so that's why I like to switch things up. And that's generally how I'll do until like I get a majority to be like, oh, well, I prefer it like this, or oh, I prefer it like this. As long as it's something doable for me, then I'll go ahead and try to comply with it. But yeah, So I'm just going through with my little Micron, and things are slowly coming together. But once again, I'm so awkward with line art. I don't know what it is. I'm getting better, but it's never really been like something that I'm perfect at, I guess. But drawing each of these characters was pretty fun. Like I tried to give them different expressions and different poses and stuff, just for like the variety and figuring out, like, you know, the little chibi style. And speaking of chibi style, let's talk about that for a bit, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to like open up this conversation in another video a little bit more like, how do I put it? Like, I've done a literal style study over chibi art after I had drawn this spread, because basically I drew this spread, like I sketched out all the characters a long time ago, and then right now, like whenever I filmed this process, that was in like probably December. So since then I've done a lot of like research into chibi art. I mean, I've already known a lot about it before, been around enough to know about chibi art, and I like anime, so it makes sense. But I had never it had been a while since I dived into it again, and sort of like actually consciously thought about how I wanted to do my style of chibi art. So once again, I can always like go into this a little bit more in depth or make it more like educational, quote unquote. I don't know if I'm qualified for that, actually. Let me not. But basically, if I talk about it in another video, cool. If not, here we are. But and actually for Christmas, you guys saw my video of me drawing chibis there too, huh? And that was kind of after I did like my style studies. But basically, I've just been yeah, I've been really wanting to up my chibi game more. And whenever I first did this sketch page, you probably can't see it at the beginning, like the actual words that I wrote, but I was talking about how there's like there's like a chibi style and then there's a cutesy style. And yes, those can coexist, but just because something's drawn in a cutesy way doesn't necessarily make it chibi, if that makes sense. Because I think that's something that I used to get confused on. Like, some people just have a really cute style, but the character that they're drawing is still, like, technically full body or something. Chibi has its own charm to it, and the charm essentially comes from the giant head and the small body. And yeah, but there's so many different ways you can go about it, because there's different kinds of, like, ratios you can have of, like, the head to the body. And after, like, you know, looking at several different people's chibi style art and sort of seeing the parts of it that I like and the parts that I feel like I don't like as much, I think for me, I would end up having two different styles. I mean, if I could draw something, I think like once when you get the whole chibi thing down, you can experiment with different proportions. So you can try like a head and a body with like the exact same size, so a giant head, and then like the body is like about as the same size as the head, kind of like a snowman if you think about it like that. So the snowman is made out of two circles, and the snowman's head is like the top of the snowman is the same as the bottom. Does that make sense? I think I'm like not making any sense right now, but anyways. So there's that, and that's usually like the little munchkin ones where they look like super just like, oh, you tiny little hamster, let me hold you. You know, there's like kinds like that, and those are pretty popular chibis, but I think the most popular one is where it's like, yes, it has a big head, but you can sort of see the body still, and sometimes the body's like a little bit like chubby and smushed, if that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like that's the most popular one, and I kind of like it that size, but I might want it to be a bit longer. I think it's really fun to draw legs. I don't know I don't know how to explain this. It's really fun to draw legs, in my opinion, so I always feel like my chibis end up being a little bit longer, if that makes sense. But I don't want them to be like, there's what I call the chibi size, and then there's what I call the adopt size. Because I noticed whenever, like, looking at some people's, like, adoptables, which if you don't know what an adopt is, I'm pretty sure, I don't fully know, but I'm pretty sure it's like someone makes a character design, but they don't really end up using it or something, or they make a character design with the intention of having somebody else buy it. And yeah, but instead of doing like a full body, like, you know, like super elaborate drawing, they just do like a size where it's like not necessarily chibi, but it's like a little bit more simple, if that makes sense. I feel like I should, if I end up like going into this again, I probably will like come with resources and stuff. Sorry about me being scatterbrained. This isn't like the educational type video on CHIBIS. But I just figured to like talk about this since I'm featuring it in this video. But of course, like I said, I've done my research since drawing this spread, so I have some different takes or different things to share. And how I ended up getting on like drawing chibis and thinking about the style of them again after like a couple of years is one, because I wanted to add it to my commission options. Of course, my commissions right now are closed since I unfortunately am working full-time, so I wouldn't really be able to get them done in a timely manner. And I've only done 2 commissions out of my whole career of drawing, because I didn't open up the opportunity to do commissions until like 2021, I think. Yeah. And I've been drawing for a while, so it was just something that I was always too shy to get around to. But anyways, I would like to add that as an option for the next time I can do commissions, and because I just think that's really convenient. It's like, you know, say you don't necessarily have the money for a fully rendered full body character, but you kind of still want to see like what one of your characters would look like in my style, then you can have like a little chibi commission, and that can be like cute and fun. And yeah, and then another reason, or like I guess, I don't know, is this even more of a main reason? So for those of you who don't know, I stream on Twitch, and I wanted to eventually get around to doing a VTuber model of my little persona. And the thing is I know the actual like process of that is going to be very tedious. And even now, I just can't believe I thought I would have that up and ready by the end of December. Like, oh my gosh, there was no way that was happening. But basically, I wanted to start with doing a chibi VTuber model of my persona, and sort of like start there. But I was like, oh, well, if I'm gonna do this, I need to like understand what I want my chibi style to look like. So yeah, that's kind of how I came back to this. And even just in general, whenever I get around to like something like merch, say if I made like keychains and stuff, I want to have like a consistent style in that. And in order for that to happen, I have to continue practicing and, you know, sort of play around with different things. There was a video that I was thinking of showing, and like I literally like recorded it, did the voiceover and everything, but I was like, should I post this? It was supposed to be like a filler type video where it's not anything really that interesting. It's just one, it's me drawing on my iPad, but I do speed up the footage, and two, I kind of just jump in the middle of something, and it's me trying out different styles for chibi, but like just on the face alone. So trying out different yeah, like different stylizations, I guess, for the chibi style with one of my OCs. And yeah, I wasn't sure if that would be an interesting video or not. Like it's like only 20 minutes, and it's just like simple, and it probably, I don't even know if you can tell like what's going on. I don't know. So I'm still debating on if I want to post it, because it would still be like, it would be from a while ago. it'd be like from December, so I don't know. You can let me know if you're interested, but if not, it's totally fine. I feel like it would flop if I posted it anyways, but if I ever end up stranded to where I can't post anything, then who knows, I might just throw that out there and be like, okay, cool. But yeah, just trying out different kinds of stylizations and seeing like what I like, because there's a lot of different things to think about, from like how you do the line art of the chibi, how you stylize the main features, which is like usually on the face, like the eyes, how you decide to do the blush. There's just so many things that can go into it. So yeah, I really wanted to sort of play with that and study that and figure things out. And it's been a while, like as of late, it's been a while since I've drawn anything chibi-esque. So I should get around to that again soon. That way I don't like sort of lose the momentum that I built up. But yeah, chibi style is really fun and cute, and it can help with a lot of things. I think it's always helpful to be able to draw something simplified if you need to or if you want to. I know I certainly like find joy in being able to draw something like a cuter and more simplistic way. So yeah, because sometimes it's like I might want to draw a concept, but I don't have the energy or time to like put in a fully rendered, you know, like drawing. So just drawing it super cute and simple, I think that would be nice. Let's see, so I talked about doing chibis for commission, and then also I would like to make a chibi version of a VTuber, which also, if you think about it, that could also go into like a commissionable thing, because a lot of people like to, or at least a lot of people are looking into having people like at least draw their models. Rigging is another story. I'm gonna have to fight with that on my own. I am curious about how to rig things, so I'm gonna try to do that on my own as well. It's just, I feel like I'm being stubborn at this point because I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I know it takes a lot of time and I don't have time because I'm working. And it's like to come home and sacrifice another 30 minutes that I probably don't have to like learning how to slowly rig something. Like, it's definitely like a sacrifice and a commitment. So, but I'm gonna have to get around to doing it eventually because I do want to like understand how to like make models. It just sounds fun to me. I don't know, like I don't really care about the idea of like genuinely being a VTuber or like whatever rules are behind that. I just think that one, it's fun to have like a persona and like bring a character to life in a way, and two, I like the opportunity to learn something new. So yeah, I look forward to it. But the other thing that it kind of reminds me of that's similar to the whole VTuber stuff, in which like in regards to the fact that it has to, why am I talking like this? I say this because another thing that chibi style helps out with is figuring out emotes, and that's another thing that's maybe not for YouTubers, but for streamers on Twitch. Like emotes are a pretty big thing. I just think they're cute in general. But whenever I hit affiliate on Twitch, one of the first things that I wanted to do was start to create emotes, and it's like, it's definitely something where I thought like, it's not that I didn't think it'd be difficult, it's just I thought it would be like a little bit more like straightforward, and in a way it is, but it's like even the first batch of emotes that I did, I can already tell like there's a lot that I could improve on. It's like you really have to think about the simplicity of it and the readability of it, because you're drawing like these little emoticons, and like you might be drawing them up close on this giant screen, but when you think about it in reality, it's a lot smaller. You know, you see it just like as this little square in chat. So you have to make sure that it comes off as like what you intend it to. And I already feel like a lot of mine could be improved. So yeah, I feel like doing chibi art will definitely help with that. At least doing it more would help with that. Just like being able to understand the best way to simplify expressions and things like that. And there's a ton of people out there that do like amazingly cute emotes, and it's like, it's definitely not something to be overlooked. I know some people think that because, oh, this person draws in a cutesy style and it's very like simplified, I bet they don't have to really like put in as much work. And it's like, there's definitely a different learning curve to like a more simplified art as opposed to like detailed, super rendered illustrations, but I don't think that it makes like that person lesser in skills. They just have a different set of skills, you know? It's like you still have to study how it works. So yeah, I can't give away like any giant tips or anything just yet, but whenever I do feel myself starting to become a little bit more confident, maybe I can talk about it more in some future videos. So those are like 3 different things that I could get commissioned for if I genuinely get down the chibi style and I get to like, you know, a good comfort zone. And that's not even including the merch, like I said. So yeah, I just think it's really something that I'd like to solidify. And yeah, so I think like doing stuff like this is kind of fun. As for like the supply talk, I mean, the Ohuhu markers are nothing new. I go in between using, once again, like those and then the Tombow ABT markers and then of course the Copic markers. But yeah, there is, once again, you know, it's a little embarrassing at this point, like how long I've had these markers and I have not opened them yet because I keep waiting to film a video. This is why, like, don't worry about becoming a content creator, guys, honestly. I don't know, actually, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like an issue that I have, but if there's like something that I buy and I want to film like unboxing it, or if I want to like feature it in a video first before I like use it on my own, because I like the whole first impressions thing, it will literally stay in its container. Like it will just stay unopened for like months. And that's just awful of me. Like, I don't think it's that serious. I'm sure I could just open it and try it out a little bit or look at some, like, do something. I don't know. But, basically, I have a full set of alcohol markers from a brand that I am excited to try out and see how it goes. I bought it with my own money, no sponsors, you know how it be, but yeah, and I'm excited to like finally show you guys. I just, once again, I have to open it and film it. But yeah, I'm excited to try those out because while I have these alcohol markers from different brands, I don't have like a full set of them. So this is like my first one that's like a full, like, oh, there's all these markers that I can use. So that's really exciting, I guess. I will try my best to get that filmed at some point soon. I just don't know. It's really hard. Like I said, working full-time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like show everything that I want to on time at least. But I know in terms of like upcoming future videos, I plan to have, let's see, we're in February now, so it's time for me to do another Procreate tour, which means I have to organize it first, but look forward to that. I haven't really done a tour in a long time of like anything. I know I used to do like these old sketchbook tours, so I think I have to get back to doing those as well. I don't know what happened. I think I just forgot. But yeah, so that'll be like a nice video, and it'll be like hopefully not too difficult for me to film, because I think that's just my that's like my main dilemma these days, is trying to figure out how I'm going to get out videos on time with the small amount of time that I do have to like film and do a voiceover if needed. So it's like, yeah, it really just depends, because before I had the difficulty of simply not knowing when my house would be quiet enough for me to film in real time, so then I had to switch to doing voiceovers for sure. And then now it's like, even with doing those, it's like, you know, how do I make time for everything? But I will do my best for you guys, because you're always so sweet and kind with your messages, and it just like, I don't know, it means a lot to me, because like I don't really talk about my art in real life to people. I'm really shy about it, and despite me having like drawn for so long, there's just so much that I have to improve on that I feel like what's the point in like showing people if it's not really that interesting or if it doesn't look like super good? I don't know. Even during college, whenever I started to like genuinely draw a lot more, I wasn't talking to a lot of people at the time, and it's not like, once again, I just didn't really feel the need to show anyone. And I only took 2 classes where I had to like actually draw, so that's whenever people would see my art, and it felt like odd because I wasn't used to people like, you know, being like, oh my gosh, wait, you can like really draw, or like this looks really good. And I was like, what? Are you sure? You know, because it's like I feel like most people experience that maybe whenever they're younger. There's a lot of artists where it's like, yeah, they get their friends or like people around them to be like, oh wow, you can like really draw. Oh my gosh, can you draw me? Or blah blah blah. I didn't experience any of that really, like growing up, all throughout grade school. And so it's like there's a lot of things that I'm still trying to get used to. And one of them is just like such sweet compliments. Like I said, I'm always shook because I'm like, oh my god. It's like, I don't know, it really makes my day because it's like I don't really think much about my art. Like I do art because I enjoy drawing. It's not always about like if what I drew turned out perfect, you know? I just like doing it. So, but usually I know that things are a work in progress and that I can often improve things. So whenever someone comments something about like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing, or like, oh, I really like this, um, even just liking whatever I post, like that means a lot to me because it's like people don't have to do that. I will never take that for granted. But anyways, not to tangent. I went like way off the. How did I even get here? What was I talking about? I was talking about the fact that I don't have as much time to draw these days, and film and stuff like that. So basically, it's like I'm gonna try to see if I can just do shorter videos. I mean, this video is probably gonna be like 45 minutes long, and I don't really think like. One, I don't think anyone's trying to see that all the time. I don't know. Are you? Because I don't mind if you are. Personally, I like longer videos because it gives me more time to like draw along with it. But I also don't mind shorter videos. And in these days, when I don't have time, like I said, I find it kind of convenient. So yeah, we're looking at maybe 30 minutes or less. Probably on the lesser side. It depends on what I'm doing, I guess. Because there's different things going on. There's like, I could be doing like an art challenge, I could be doing like just a time-lapse type video, which let me know if you would like me to experiment more again with like screen recording. I can try to see, or I can try to see if like pulling from my stream VODs, and maybe that could be a potential like video content, we'll see. But yeah, just shortening it, that way it's not each time. Like, not every time I post it's something long, because that's a lot for me to edit and figure out, which isn't always ideal if I have a small amount of time. So, yeah, that's just something that I want to keep in mind. And then I did say in the previous video for, like, the New Year's resolutions or whatever, I think I said that, at least for this month, probably next month, who knows, I will, like, while I will try to aim to post weekly, it is, like, better to think of it as bi-weekly because there's no guarantee that I'll be able to post weekly. I'm gonna aim for it, don't get me wrong, that is my goal, I would like to, but I feel like bi-weekly might be a more, like, better thing for you to expect, just because, yeah, that's kind of just, like, how the workflow might be, depending on how busy I get. But, I mean, that being said, I'm still looking into, like, how I can make things more fun and exciting. I have a lot of different video ideas upcoming, so definitely stay tuned, and thank you for your support up until now. And, yeah. I did want to try doing some more iPad videos, I guess, because like I like to showcase traditional art, but I also like to showcase digital art too. And I feel like from my experience of watching other people's videos is that I think the audience, well, everyone has a different audience too, but I mean, we're all on the same platform. But I feel like people like to see, whenever you draw on the iPad or like draw on like do digital art, I feel like people like to see you like instead of it being a time lapse or a screen recording, they like to see you actually drawing. Kind of like you would on a sketchbook, but it's just on your screen. So let me know how you feel about that. I do want to draw, like I want to film me drawing on my iPad more. I just have to figure out the settings to like how to show my iPad without it looking like really off on terms like the screen and colors. But I'll have to figure it out soon because I have my Procreate tour coming up. But yeah, I think it would be fun if I did like some iPad sketching videos and stuff. Is there anything else? We're getting pretty close towards the end. I do add some things to the spread, and like touch it up a little bit, but I don't do that on camera because, like I said, sometimes I feel like it's unnecessary. Like I can only take up so much time of stuff, and I feel like I have included a good amount of the process. You got to see me draw at least one of the characters from scratch, and then you saw me do like the line art, and you've seen me color and try to render it out. Overall, I think it was a pretty fun spread, and as I've mentioned before, probably in previous videos, I want to try to... I've been trying to end this sketchbook for like... I'm going on my 3rd year because I'm pretty sure I got this sketchbook in 2020, so I'm trying to end it and just set it free, but we'll see. There's not like... I want to say there's no like huge rush, but also at the same time I'm like trying to knock out what I can when I can, just because I feel like there will be a good amount of freedom whenever it is done. It'll be nice to move on towards my other sketchbooks and maybe potentially buy a new one. So yeah, those are things to look forward to. And yeah, but that being said, I'm trying to like still make each spread look interesting, because that's something that I want to do for future sketchbooks. I feel like with my previous sketchbooks, each time I feel like there's something I could improve on, and one of them is just having more fun with spreads and like making things a little bit more alive, adding color, adding some fun line art, adding stickers and stuff, because why else am I buying all the stationery? I can't really justify it that easily, so yeah. But and that's exactly what I do to this spread towards the end. You'll see it looks pretty like fun and exciting towards the end, so I'm glad that it worked out like that, and it's nice to have another spread completed. I think as it stands, I probably have like 7 or 8 pages left that are just completely blank. There are some that I need to do the line art of, so let me know if you'd be interested in me like doing a video where I just like basically make a line art compilation by going through my sketchbook and doing the line art for all the sketches in my sketchbook. I think that'd be interesting, because then I could follow it up with like just having a giant coloring session where it's like a coloring book except it's my own sketchbook. But yeah, let me know what you would think about that. And yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Feel free to let me know how you feel about chibi art, or which one of these is your favorite out of this spread. I personally kind of like the one with the purple hair in the middle, but yeah, I don't know. It was like, overall, it was just a really fun spread, and I'm excited to draw more chibis in the future. But until then, I will leave you guys with the outro. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed your time here today, please feel free to leave a like. If you're interested to see more of my content, you can always check out my other videos and subscribe. For reference, if you're new, I am Rhea or Etheria, and I like making art and art-related content on my channel. I try to post weekly videos, but if you'd like more timely updates, you can always check out my other social media linked in the description and also at the end of the video. Or just wait until I post again. But I hope you had a lovely draw with me session today, and until next time, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a nice rest of your day and week. Take care.